Hey, what up, everyone? Maniac, Mansfield, TJ Talley, we are coming at you with our WWE Backlash 2020 predictions. TJ Talley, how you doing?
I am doing great. After SmackDown last night, I'll be honest, it wasn't that bad of a SmackDown. Well, the ending was kind of iffy. I thought Otis might maybe cash in because they had the Intercontinental Championship in the middle of the show. So I thought maybe, just maybe, Otis might cash in and we have a surprise. Obviously, didn't happen. He's still Mr. Money in the Bank. Tucker's back. It's good to see Heavy Machinery back. I don't know. I heard maybe for the tag title, he'll cash in for the tag titles. I don't know. So we got to see what's going on. But I am doing swell, my man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. NXT TakeOver last week was pretty phenomenal. It really made me solidify how what? Oh, just because I beat you in the predictions, huh? Is that what? Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey, I got my win back in our predictions.
Boo.
So, yeah. Quit complaining. You got the Intercontinental title with you.
Well, it's in my closet right now.
yeah. Mark. Who am I kidding? We're both Marks.
Yeah, let's be real here.
We wouldn't be Marks if we weren't doing this right now.
True, but also my closet is like 95% wrestling shirts, so I can't help that.
95? That's generous. I'd be like 99.
I mean, there's some sports shirts and some pop culture shirts and some other things.
All right, let's get started here. There's currently 7 matches that we know of for the card. The reason we do these on Saturday is because we know WWE likes to add an additional match, usually after SmackDown. So we like to bring you all the matches if we can, possibly. Currently there's 7. It wouldn't be the first time that another match has dropped while we are doing the predictions video. Sorry, allergies. So if that happens, Tyler will let us know the breaking news, per usual. So let's get started with the match that'll probably be the kickoff match as the card is now. Sorry, allergies just suck. And that is the United States Championship match between Apollo Crews. I'm sorry. Between Apollo Crews and Andrade.
Well, since you're taking your body armor in, because I have some downstairs too. I got the orange, which is the favorite flavor, but that's not a plug or anything. Anyways, I will pick...
Strawberry banana is best. Orange is second.
We'll debate that later. We're here to talk about wrestling, not about drinks. Anyways, I'll pick first. So after trying to read all this Paul Heyman news and
we need to talk about that. That's what has me concerned about this match. Really, is just because with the news of Paul Heyman no longer being in charge of Raw's creative and everything, really, don't get me wrong. I think Bruce Pritchard has been doing a great job on SmackDown. I believe SmackDown's ratings are actually better than Raw's at the moment. But the question is, what will Bruce Pritchard do to what Paul Heyman has started? That's what I'm worried about. Because I'll be honest, when it comes to comparing the two mid-cards between SmackDown and Raw, SmackDown's outranks Raw's by a mile, in my opinion. Just with talent, just with overall match quality. Case in point, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan this past Friday on SmackDown for the Intercontinental title. Yeah, so continue with what you were saying. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. That was a lot to digest, but you're good. No, what I was saying, trying to cipher through all these reports and everything I've been hearing about Paul Heyman and everything. So today, at least from what I read, Vince didn't like Paul for whatever reason. He just didn't like Paul. I guess he has a love-hate relationship with Paul. Sometimes he loves Paul Heyman. Sometimes he just can't stand the guy. I don't know which one to believe. Then I heard, well, we'll see in the coming weeks about all Paul Heyman's projects and see what goes on. Like Apollo Crews, that was a project. That's why he's been getting a push lately, and he's the United States champion right now. So is Andrade and all these other people, and I was just reading names after names, and I'm just like, we'll have to see how these people go. Like the Street Profits, were in that Paul Heyman's projects. So were the Viking Raiders and Austin Theory, and a few other names that I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'm just kind of sitting here like, well, okay then. So with everything going on with Paul Heyman, it's like, okay, well those are two big tag teams who are, I guess, feuding or doing some comedy skits, and the tag team championship on division on Raw is just wacky. Right now, I guess
hates tag teams.
But I know, and I don't know.
I
know we're getting off topic here talking about Paul Heyman, but it's just
we need to though. I mean, with the situation on Raw and with some of these matches, we have to talk about Paul Heyman and that situation, because that's going to affect, I think, a lot of the outcomes. I don't think see, people, from what I've heard, people trust Bruce Pritchard. Vince trusts him. Vince actually did like the Street Profits. He is high on them. So that's good news for them. But with Paul out, I worry what Vince will do. Because Vince doesn't realize that he's the issue right now with a lot of things. Like, if he would just let people do what needs to be done, things would be fine.
I know. Case in point, the Intercontinental. I didn't mean to cut you off. Case in point, though, the Intercontinental Championship match last night, that he let them do their thing. It was spectacular. It was one of the best matches that I have seen on SmackDown in probably a long time.
Yeah.
And not to beat a dead horse and compare WWE to AEW, but if WWE doesn't figure things out, more tag teams will probably leave there and try to jump to AEW, because right now AEW has one of the best, if not the best, which could be debatable, I guess, but in my opinion, they have the best tag team division in all of pro wrestling today, because you got teams like the Young Bucks, the tag team champions, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. You've got the Best Friends, which is Chuck E. T and Trent Beretta, if for you WWE people, with Orange Cassidy, which they're a trio, and Orange Cassidy's over like crazy.
And AEW's getting FTR.
FTR, they're on a handshake deal right now, so you got FTR as well. You got the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and Phoenix, and you've got more and more teams down the line. So I think they got the deepest division. They probably, in my opinion, they have the best tag team division. That's not a knock on the WWE tag teams, because I know most of them are fantastic teams if they were able to do their things. Like the Viking Raiders, I seen them live in Ring of Honor. In person, so and they can go. They really can. They're tough dudes, and they can really go. So I've seen them. I've seen a few other teams, but it's just wild.
Right. So let's get back on topic with the actual match we were supposed to talk about.
Yeah, we
both got off.
So sorry, folks. We had to address the big elephant in the room. So it's been addressed. Now we're going to do the predictions. I promise there will be no more getting off topic. We will just talk about the wrestling match. So, all right. So I said I'd pick first. With everything going on, I don't know. Apollo Crews and Andrade are both Paul Heyman, were Paul Heyman projects. I think, though, I would probably say Apollo would have to win. It doesn't make any sense if you're going to... I mean, I know it was Paul Heyman, that kind of talked Vince into it or whatever, or maybe, I don't know. But if you're going to give Apollo Crews the title, 2 weeks ago or something like that, 2 or 3 weeks ago, it doesn't make sense to take it right off of him right away. I'm taking Apollo Crews.
See, here's the thing with this. Do I think Apollo Crews is at that point where he can be a solid mid-card mid-card staple and hold the title. I personally don't think he's at that point yet. But do I think they're going to take the title off him just yet? No. Do I think that the mid-card for Raw needs something? Yes. Do I think a lot of the people who are in the mid-card on Raw that are brought from NXT as fast as they were should be there? No. Andrade wasn't a big fan, but he did okay with the title. But I don't think we're going to take it off Apollo Crews just yet. I think we're going to wait just a little bit longer to see how that happens. I don't think they'll give it back to Andrade. I think he's got enough merit now where he doesn't need the title to be a mid-card heel on Raw. So I just think Raw's mid-card needs shaken up in a good way, needs shaken up to just make it better. Because right now the mid-card is not doing so hot. But that's my opinion, and I'm going for Crews just for logic's sake. Do I think it was smart to take the title off Andrade and give it to Apollo? No. But do I think him dropping it right now would do him any favors? No. So I'm going to pick Apollo to retain.
I see your points, but before we get on to the next match, I got a few things to say. So you don't think Apollo Crews is ready? I mean, I get that because he really hasn't got much TV time until really like the last month and a half, 2 months. So I get where you're coming from, but this dude has all the physical tools to succeed, except for he needs to work on his promos a little bit. So if he had a mouthpiece, I think he'd be all right. But is he a good mid-carder for now? Yeah, he is. And another thing, you said Andrade's U.S. title reign was good, or you thought he did okay with the title. Let me ask you this: outside of his feud with Rey Mysterio, who else did he have a memorable feud with?
You got a point.
Like, I'm not knocking Andrade. It's not his fault. It's the way he gets booked. I get that. Right. I like Andrade. I do. But other than Rey Mysterio, who can you remember who actually was like, oh my goodness?
Right. His feud with Rey Mysterio, I think, is what made him. I of course, would have honestly picked Rey to win that feud, but it is what it is. New stars have to be made. And a lot of times at the expense of the veterans. But yes. I think I rest my case on this match.
Yeah, I do too. I just had to get that out.
All right. So next match is the triple threat tag team match for the women's tag team titles. Bayley and Sasha defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And the Iconics.
Oh God! Please don't ever do that again. Oh, you could pick first.
So, being that there is one more pay-per-view before SummerSlam, I'm going to pick Bayley and Sasha to retain this time. They only just won the titles 2 weeks ago. Am I a fan of a hot potato? No. So do I think they'll do it right away? No. I can see them losing them at Extreme Rules. Here, no. Do I think there's going to be a tag team to break up? Maybe. If any, it might be Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. But I don't know. I don't see the Iconics breaking up. They're too good of a team together. But I feel like Bayley and Sasha will retain. It'll be by Sasha getting everything done, Bayley tagging in and scoring the win. Or her sacrificing Sasha for them to retain the titles. That's how I think that's going to go. Although it would be interesting to see a breakup between them while they're still holding the tag team titles. So, but I'm going to go Bayley and Sasha to retain.
I am too. I think that's a solid pick. You said they could break up Alexa and Nikki. I could see that, but honestly, them two together, they're actually not that bad. I'll be honest. It elevated Nikki Cross. It put Alexa Bliss in a face role, and she actually plays the part well. I mean, she plays the heel probably even better, but she plays it well. So I think those two are good as a tag team. If you couldn't break anyone up, maybe the Iconics. They teased it a few weeks ago on Raw. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. They teased it, so maybe. I think SummerSlam. Maybe we get Sasha and Bayley like they're slow building towards it, and they still are. But I don't know anymore because now since we don't have a live crowd and all that stuff, they might save it. I have no clue.
I know.
And like we discussed,
Vince wants SummerSlam in front of a live crowd. He is dead set on that. Is that going to be possible with everything? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I think if SummerSlam can be in front of a live crowd, Vince will pull the trigger on this and have Sasha versus Bayley.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Really, is the live crowd. Can you get a few people in the door? Can you get no people in the door? That's what it's going to depend on.
Right.
But the winner of this match, it has been announced on NXT. The winner of this match goes down to NXT on Wednesday night to fight Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart for the NXT Women's Championship. So I think Bayley and Sasha go back home to NXT Wednesday night.
You're right. I did hear that. And now that I remember, in that way, it makes perfect sense for Sasha and Bayley to retain and go back to NXT. Now that Charlotte's not there anymore, have them go down to NXT for a day. Because I think NXT, it'd be interesting, Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart, if they were able to beat Sasha and Bayley for the tag titles. I think NXT could really elevate the women's tag titles in WWE. It would give the title more prestige and would give NXT superstars more time on Raw or SmackDown too. So I really think I could see Sasha and Bayley starting their thing and starting to break up at Backlash, and then not working well on Wednesday and losing the titles, and then that keeps building to where someone turns on someone at Extreme Rules, and then we get the big match at SummerSlam. The story writes itself. Now, is Vince going to do that? It's Vince. So, the man changes his mind every 10 seconds. So, but right now, Sasha and Bayley, that's my pick.
Yeah, I got to take them too. I think they go back to NXT on Wednesday, and they're going to win. I think this is just a ratings ploy since they keep getting their behinds handed to them by AEW in the ratings on Wednesday nights. It's a ratings ploy. They're going to send Sasha Banks and Bayley down there, and they're going to retain the titles, and then they're going to go from there. But to your point about NXT elevating the women's tag team titles, I agree, because there's just as many teams, which is like 3 or 4, if not more teams of women in NXT than as there are on the main roster.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is. So I rest my case on this match. I'm going Bayley Banks.
Okay. So, let's go for our next match, which this match is the one that of all the matches really has me stumped. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. You see, what I think they do, they have a match now, then they'll have their final match at Extreme Rules. And then Hardy will go on to face AJ at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. Question is, who wins this one? Who do you got for this one?
If it's storyline purposes, I think Jeff Hardy. I mean, that's logical for storyline purposes. Jeff Hardy would win, even though he did throw a pee on Sheamus last night. Yeah, I think it's logical that Jeff Hardy wins now. Sheamus, I don't think a loss or a pinfall will hurt Sheamus. As long as they do a gimmick match next time to make him, if you say they fight at Extreme Rules, if they do, have a gimmick match to where he loses again, so he doesn't look as weak. But I don't think a pinfall hurts Sheamus at all. I think it hurts Sheamus more, or Jeff Hardy more.
Yes. Sorry about that, Tyler.
All good.
For this one, I've been thinking long and hard about this match. Hardy won the first match between them during the whole when they had the Intercontinental title tournament. So what I'm gonna say is, I think Sheamus will win because of everything. Sheamus will come out after, say, I beat Hardy. He's washed up, used up. And then that will lead to an Extreme Rules match or some kind of stipulation match where Hardy is good at, that he has credibility in, or like even a ladder match. That would be a #1 contenders match for the Intercontinental title for SummerSlam. That's what I think will happen at Extreme Rules. So to keep building this up, because Hardy got one win, Sheamus needs to win. So I think to continue this feud, Sheamus needs to win. So I'm picking Sheamus. Because we're talking about a one-on-one match, Sheamus makes more sense to win. If it's a stipulation match, Hardy's got it in the bag. So that's my thought process on this. So I pick Sheamus to win. So let's go to the next match. This is for the Raw Women's title, Asuka versus Nia Jax, and this one isn't even really a contest. Asuka, hands down. Like, with everything going on with Nia and all the heat she's got, there's no way she's winning. With Charlotte coming back to Raw, there's no way Nia is winning. So Asuka wins with hands down. I think that's pretty simple.
Unless they change their minds, yeah, I don't think Nia is gonna win. It's gonna be Asuka because she's gonna feud with Charlotte, because Charlotte never lost to Asuka and Asuka never beat Charlotte. So Charlotte's gonna be plucked right into another title feud. And I know we talk a lot and hate on Charlotte a lot. I mean, and I'll be honest, we do.
Yep.
But I just think us as wrestling fans, we're tired of her getting forced down our throat. Is she amazing? And I can see why they're putting in her in another title feud. I really can, because Becky's gone. But does she
need the title? No, she doesn't.
Does she need to be in a feud where a title is involved?
No, she doesn't. She right now, she is, what, a 10-time champion already?
Yeah.
Like, she's beat his record multiple times over. She doesn't need the title. She's considered the veteran. She needs to be working on raising up other people. So Charlotte's one who needs to be losing, and Charlotte needs to be the one taking the pins, not Rhea Ripley at TakeOver.
Well, that was done in order to protect Charlotte.
But Charlotte doesn't need protecting. That's the thing.
That's WWE for you.
Right. So Asuka's going to win this. She's going to go on a feud with Charlotte. And by gosh, I hope Asuka comes out on top. She needs to.
Asuka all day tomorrow night. All day.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. So, we're getting into our big 3 matches.
Yay.
So, we get the 2-on-1 handicap match for the Universal title, and I still hate that title name. Braun Strowman defending against Hey, Ho, Ho, Miz Morrison.
No. What's your pick?
Yes. My heart in my heart of hearts says I want Miz. Says I want Miz to be a world champion again. And I want Miz versus Morrison, and Morrison to come out on top and be a world champion. But my head and every fiber of logical being in my body says Braun's going to destroy them, unfortunately. So, in my heart, and while I will be personally rooting for Miz and Morrison, yes, I'm actually rooting for the heels this time, believe it or not. Yes, but WWE sheep that I am, I'm rooting for the heels this time. My official prediction is Braun Strowman to retain.
I think I'm rubbing off on you, because you're starting to like a few heels. I think I'm rubbing off on you a little bit. But I can see you wanting Miz and Morrison to fight over the title. I think that would be really good. I think Miz does deserve another world title run at some point. But
I don't think they'll do it at the expense of Braun Strowman.
No, I think Braun destroys him and the Fiend comes back.
Right. And then Fiend will win and then feud with Reigns. And they'll get that out of the way and etc., etc.
Yeah, I think Braun wins and the Fiend comes back. Fiend wins it maybe at Extreme Rules, and if Reigns isn't back by then, if he still wants to stay home because of everything going on, I wouldn't blame him. But if they go the other direction, they could always have one more match, the rubber match between Braun and the Fiend.
So I feel like they should save that big match, Fiend versus Braun, for SummerSlam. I think. Because I think Braun deserves to be in front of a live crowd with the title. Same with the next match we're going to get to. But, see, they really need to do something with the Universal title. Because it has never felt like a major championship to me. Even though it's considered a world title, it has never felt like a big thing.
Because of the people who held it.
Fair, but it still just does not feel like a big deal. Like, it's supposed to be this world title. I mean, everyone, when the Universal title debuted, everyone hated it. They're like, what is this crap? Just give us the big gold belt back. Bring back the World Heavyweight title lineage. That's what they should have done, in my opinion.
The only two, I didn't mean to cut you off again. The only two, though, I think really legitimize it and keep it on the shows was Seth Rollins and The Fiend. And well, Kevin Owens too, but he had a month and a half, 2 month run because then he got destroyed by Gold in like 30 seconds.
Which that did nothing for The Fiend, the title, Goldberg, or WWE in general. But, I also think another thing about that title is the fact that it looks exactly almost like the WWE title. Like, that just does nothing for it.
Just with a blue strap.
I hope with the new title designs that are rumored that the Universal title is one of them. Because seriously, no, just no. Like, all your world titles should not look exactly the same. No. And we're off topic again.
Yeah, we gotta stop doing this. This is why our videos run like 40, 50 minutes.
Because we BS a lot. But hey, it's fun BS. So, yeah. At the end of the day, Braun Strowman to retain. So, our next title match, our last title match of this predictions, is for the WWE title, Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. This match, I think, is going to be good. It's going to be hard-hitting. I don't want Lashley to win the title at McIntyre's expense. Really, they should have... Like, I'm glad Bobby Lashley is finally getting a main event push. Finally, he deserves it. It should have been years ago when he first came back, and he should have feuded right away with Brock Lesnar. Like, that's hands down what should have happened. Do I think Lashley wins now and then faces Lesnar? No. That would not be a good decision. Mostly because I do not want Brock Lesnar near any title anytime ever again, just because we actually need champions on TV. So, I think it's going to be a good match. I think McIntyre will win, but Lashley will still look and be okay with taking the loss. I think especially if MVP's one who tries to get involved and ends up accidentally costing Lashley the match, instead of just Lashley taking a clean win, it's via shenanigans. If Lashley takes a clean loss, I don't think that'll work. It needs to be a loss via shenanigans. That's at least what I think. But Drew retains.
So, what I'm hearing throughout this whole entire video is we're pretty much agreeing on just about everything, except for I don't think we agreed on one match.
The next matches we might be disagreeing on.
So you picked Drew after reading that MVP is signed on to manage a world champion, and Bobby Lashley finally getting his push. I don't want Drew to drop the title after only having it for a few months, but I'm picking Bobby Lashley.
Oh, damn.
I really want Drew to stay on top because he's been climbing forever. He left WWE after he was coined the Chosen One by Vince himself. Didn't really do anything. Left, came back. I don't know. I think Bobby Lashley is going to be champ. After reading all the news, they said it might not happen at Backlash from what I read. It could happen down the road. They could fight all the way through SummerSlam. I don't know. All I know right now is in order to win or maybe even lose by a few points, I have to pick different. I'm going Bobby Lashley. I think Bobby Lashley is going to be the second African American WWE champion in history. So I think he beats Drew. Drew has a short reign, and then they feud throughout the summer.
I mean, that is possible. They do need more heels with Seth going away, because his girl Becky, them gotten that baby coming.
Becky with the good hair.
And they put Kevin Owens in the mid card, which I don't know why, but like Kevin Owens, in my opinion, is like the only legitimate guy in the mid card right now. But well, that's another story that we already talked about. I don't see Drew losing right now. Drew needs that moment with the title in front of a live audience. Period.
So I agree, but to have some factor, I think this needs to happen. WWE cannot be predictable all the time. Okay, that they have to throw a curveball somewhere in there. They always do one curveball throughout every pay-per-view. You think, oh, this dude's gonna do something, and or woman, and then they always throw us a curveball somewhere in there, and then you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Well, a lot of that was Paul Heyman. And now Paul Heyman is bye-byes.
Like Otis winning Money in the Bank. I mean, no one's seen that coming. Not me, not even you. He wasn't even in the betting odds to win. He was like the third or fourth one down.
He was the last one to win. Who are we kidding?
He wasn't supposed to win, and he won. So I think it's going to be a curveball. Bobby Lashley is winning.
Okay. So let's get to this last match. The greatest wrestling match ever.
Oh my god, I don't know why they coined it this. I really don't. I think they can put on a phenomenal match. I just don't know if it's going to be the greatest match ever. After what I've seen, especially outside of WWE, I don't know.
Edge versus Randy Orton. This is see, for a last man standing match at WrestleMania, phenomenal, but it went too long. I feel we all agree on that one. From what I've heard, this match will be the only one to not be live. They pre-recorded this match. So that way they can have the best match possible. And I feel like here's how I feel like WWE has been building this. And I think in this way it's smart because they're building it as the greatest wrestling match ever. But every single legend that they've interviewed to talk about this match is like, no, it's not going to be the greatest wrestling match ever. This one I had is, or that one I had is. Michaels and Ric Flair both said that when they were interviewed. So I feel like even though it's built like that, with everyone talking it down, it's lowering expectations. So that way when they do deliver a great match, people are blown away. And consider it, if not the greatest, at least one of the greatest or one of the best matches that they've seen. And a lot of like newer fans who never watched any of Shawn Michaels' matches, except the terrible one at Crown Jewel of DX against Brothers of Destruction, and never saw any of Ric Flair's matches. You know, matches we do consider some of the greatest of all time. I feel that's where they're going with this. Do I think they made a mistake of billing it like this? To a point, yes. Do I think it might work out in the long run? Possibly. I really think that depends on who wins this match. Which, this is one where I do not know who's going to win. I've heard people say Orton. I've heard people say Edge. You go first, and then I'll decide. Because I have not decided.
So I'm going to get off a little bit off topic here, but billing this as the greatest wrestling match ever, at least in my eyes, I don't know. I know we're talking about WWE here, but outside of WWE, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of long matches. I'm really not, because it takes my attention span away real quickly. But I've seen Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada over the IWGP Championship throw bangers over an hour long. And then those were two spectacular matches. Those are probably the greatest wrestling matches I have ever seen personally, and that's a lot of people's opinion. That's mine as well. In New Japan also, I've seen Ricochet fight Will Ospreay where they did a whole bunch of flippy stuff, and that's where all this flippy stuff came from. And a lot of people don't like it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Personally, I like the flippy stuff.
I agree.
It was even on ESPN. Not a lot of stuff makes ESPN anymore. That's wrestling wise. But when it happened, it made ESPN. So I mean, building it as the greatest wrestling match ever. Can it be? Absolutely. I think it can. Will it? No. I still think it'll be a great match. Don't get me wrong. It'll be great. I just don't think it'll be the greatest wrestling match ever. That being
Did
said,
you see did you see Edge's post? I don't know if it was today or yesterday that he put up on, I think, on Instagram. Did you talking about this match? Did you see it?
no.
The Edge basically said, do I think that basically, greatest wrestling match ever? I'm working my ass off for this, and I'm going to do the best that I can do. That's the short of it. That he puts pride into his work, and he's going to do the best he can. And Edge just had great matches. Hardcore match versus Mick Foley, WrestleMania 22. Versus The Undertaker in the main event of WrestleMania 24. And does Orton have that many great matches to his name? I don't think so. But the two of them together, I think, can do pretty good. So we'll see. So who do you got?
Well, I don't know. This has been a toss-up, and I've been thinking about it. And just because I said this isn't going to be the greatest wrestling match ever doesn't mean I think that either of them are bad. They're still both good. Do I think it can be? It can be the greatest wrestling match ever, but I just don't know if it will, honestly. That being said, I've been trying to think about where to go with this pick. Edge won at WrestleMania. Orton didn't get pinned. Didn't make him look weak. They had a long match. But it didn't make him look weak at all. I don't think a pin really hurts Orton at this point. I think it might hurt Edge just a little more than it probably would Orton, since Edge is still sort of fresh at coming back and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a great match. I gotta take Edge.
Yeah, I honestly have to as well. Do I think Orton needs this win? No. Orton is basically the veteran there to help put people over. Does Edge need to be put over? Absolutely not. He's a Hall of Famer. But I think Edge needs to prove it to himself and the fans that he can still go. Because this is his first regular match in 9.5 years. This is his first regular one-on-one match in 9.5 years. The Last Man Standing match is a different story. And which is why I think that they did that match like they did. To ease Edge back into it. Now this regular wrestling match, I think Edge wins to prove it to himself, prove it to the fans, that he can still go. I mean, we saw how good he was in the Rumble. We saw how good he was in the Last Man Standing match. A regular, normal, one-on-one wrestling match is a different story than both of those. So at the end of the day, I think Edge wins.
I think that's solid. And for anyone that might watch this, get this far in and be like, "Oh, you're a hater." This now, I'm not a hater. I just, at least for me, it has a lot of expectations to live up to. Can it? Yeah, absolutely it can. These two are getting up there in age, but they can still go. There ain't no doubt in their talent. I'm a fan of both of them, and there ain't no doubt in their talent. I'm not sitting here criticizing their talent. I'm just saying I don't know if it'll be the greatest wrestling match ever. I really don't. After what I've seen, I just don't know. And
by WWE standards, yes, it could be.
Yeah,
by
it could
Ring
be.
of Honor, AEW, New Japan standards, probably not.
Maybe not. And you could say, "Oh, well, you're this, and I'm that." Well, you know what? Go ahead, because you know what? I don't really care. I'm just my honest opinion. I don't know if it's going to be the greatest wrestling match ever.
And the fact of how many,
from what I hear and read, it is a great match. I heard AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan was a great match, and it delivered. Do I think this will deliver? Yeah, I think this will be a pretty damn good match. Do I think, like I said, do I think it'll be the greatest ever? Maybe not, but we'll see.
We'll see. Because this, yeah, we'll see how they do this. Because I feel like we also have to remember that regular WWE style is different style than New Japan, than AEW, than Ring of Honor, and even NXT. And Randy Orton actually had an interview the other day where he criticized how NXT matches and how NXT workers work. And like that, I feel like will play into how this match goes. Because NXT blows away the main roster most of the time when it comes to in-ring matches. That's just how, like, even Triple H has said that before. In post takeover, addressing the locker room before the 2 days before WrestleMania. But do I think that these guys can do a good match? Yes. Do I think they can blow Dave Meltzer 5-star match? I don't know. NXT has a track record of pulling a lot of those out lately. But can these two guys do it? I don't know. Will it be a great match? Probably. So I think that ends our ranting on this.
Hold on, I got one more thing to say. You brought up Dave Meltzer. To be fair, he's more of an AEW mark. Does he report on all wrestling news? Absolutely, but he's more an AEW mark. For him to give this match a 5-star, it has to be pretty good, which I think it will be. But for him to give it 5 stars, it's got to blow like everything else out of the water.
Right, and the fact that I was really surprised that the Triple Threat Women's title match from NXT, Takeover in Your House, didn't get a 5-star rating. Because that match was excellent. It was better than the Triple Threat at WrestleMania 32. It was definitely better than the Triple Threat at WrestleMania 35. I would say that was probably the greatest women's triple threat in history, if I'm being honest.
I would have to go back and look through those, but I don't think that match was 5 stars. I think it was a solid 4. Did I like most of the stuff in that match? Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I don't know if it was worthy of 5 stars. It was a 4-star. 5 stars, I don't know.
Yeah. To be fair, I might have been a little tipsy watching that match. To be fair.
Yeah, you're probably going to be tomorrow night too, aren't you?
I haven't decided that yet.
All right, so people, that is our predictions video. We ran it, we laughed, we joked with each other. We didn't really disagree this time, which is actually pretty amazing.
I think you and I have a total of 2 matches we disagree on.
See, exactly. So we only disagree on 2 matches. Usually we disagree on like every other match because we have different opinions. But yeah, so that is our predictions video today. Josh, do you have anything else to say before I plug in our Twitter handles and all that fun stuff that I need to plug in as the news guy before we go?
Just if there are any other matches that are announced for this show, we'll post our predictions for that, just in writing on our Facebook and Twitter, and they'll be tallied into our count for this one. Currently, if we're keeping track of our predictions since WrestleMania and who keeps winning, I have 2 wins to mine and he has 1, so we'll see how this one goes. If you guys want to join their little predictions thing to see who wins, we want to hear what your predictions are. So please leave your predictions in the comments, either here on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitter. We want to hear from you guys. So with that, I will pass it over to DJ Talley to give our plugs.
Yeah, so before I put the Twitter plugs in, my final thoughts. Like Josh said, we would like to hear your comments, what your predictions are if you make it this far and to the end of the video. We know it's an hour long. We talk a lot, we joke. But in
If
all
you made it
seriousness,
this far, God bless.
but in all seriousness, if we would like to hear your predictions. We even discussed this, and he didn't say, but we discussed this. We even would like a guest, maybe one time or a few times. We are still trying to expand Josh and Mania. I know we've had it for over a year now, and we haven't really done much. Let's be honest here. And I know we say we're going to do all this and that, but you know what? Well, we're still sorting things out. We're busy people. Tomorrow, I will run the Twitter account. I didn't last Sunday. I will run the Twitter account and follow along with Backlash tomorrow. So look for tweets on Josh and Mania, which I'll plug here in a second. So look for tweets. He runs the Facebook post mostly, so he'd be taking pictures, all that fun stuff. I see lots of likes on on the Facebook because of Josh. So thank you for that. So that's just it. I'm gonna shut my big mouth up right now. We're gonna end this video finally after about 51 minutes, almost 52 minutes. So if you would love to follow us, you can follow this man, the Maniac Mansfield, or Josh at Catholic Josh 122 on the Twitter handles. You can follow me, TJ Talley 25 at my loudmouth on Twitter, or you could just follow us as a whole and follow Joshamania 2019 on the Twitter handles, or Tyler Talley on Facebook if you want to send me a friend request, or Josh Mansfield if you want to send him a friend request. So yeah, that's all I really have. Josh, end the video.
Thanks, and also Josh Mania on Facebook. So thank you guys all for joining us. If you made it this far, thank you. Give us a like, subscribe, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. So have a good day, and God bless.